remind those that may be hearing these scriptures for the first time. Yeshua didn't have to convince the people of Judea that they was Israel. You understand? He didn't have to convince them that they were the seed of Abraham. He didn't have to convince them that they was from the tribe of Judah, that they was from the tribe of Levi, that they were from the tribe of Benjamin. He didn't have to convince any of them of that. You understand? So they was fully aware of who they were. They hadn't been brought to a country and been re-taught and re-educated and telling them that they was a color and all the different things. They didn't have the slave masters coming in and teaching them a new religion. You understand? But yet, read it for him again.
But though he had done so many miracles before them.
Even though he'd done many miracles before them.
Yet they believed not on him.
They still didn't believe that Yeshua was the Messiah. You understand? So it doesn't make a difference that people don't believe. The truth of the matter is that people only believe what they want to believe. And if it goes against their life, it goes against what they're trying to do, it goes against what's important to them, they're not gonna react to it at all. Verse 38.
That the sayings of Isaiah the prophet might be fulfilled, which he spake, Lord, who has believed our report, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? Okay. Now,
what Yeshua is quoting here is Isaiah 53, verse 1. That's what Isaiah had prophesied. He said, who shall believe our report? Who has the arm of the Lord been revealed to? And the truth of the matter is, ladies and gentlemen, is that for the majority of the churches in this world, especially the Western world, the arm of the Lord has not been revealed. You understand? The report of the Lord is not given. They teach this watered down, social friendly, people friendly religion called Christianity, where you just come in and feel comfortable, and we'll present it to you in any means that makes you feel comfortable, because we don't want you to not give this money. We don't want you to not to be a part of this. So we will never correct you. We will never give you divine instructions. We will only motivate you and tell you that everything's going to be okay. Right? That's what the churches do. And then it will come up with these programs, and it'll be about raising money, and it'll be about looking holy, and it'll be about the standard of the church covenant. But this will never come up. And our pastors will teach and preach the same messages from year to year to year. So, even though Yeshua is healing people from cancer, even though Yeshua is restoring families, even though Yeshua is feeding people with no money, even though he's doing many miracles, people ain't going to believe in them. You know why? Because they're not receiving the report of the Lord. Verse 39.
Therefore they could not believe, because that Isaiah said again, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, that they should not see in their eyes, nor understand with their hearts, and be converted, and I should heal them.
So you understand that? See, when our ancestors broke the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, this led to a blindness coming over our eyes. And this now, it went from seeing everything in front of us to now you have to believe. This is why Christ tells the disciples when he rose back in John the 20th chapter, verse 29, when he was talking to Thomas, and Thomas said, unless I see the wounds, unless I see the nails in his hand, the holes in his hand and his feet, I ain't going to believe. But when Yeshua came and walked through that wall, right, and showed Thomas the hole in his hands and the piercing in his side, he said, my Lord, my God. You know what I'm saying? But then Yeshua said to him, Thomas, you have seen, therefore you believe. But he said, blessed those who have not seen, yet they believe. You understand? You're going to have to get to the point where you're going to have to take the Most High for his word. And just because you're not seeing this great manifestation of this whole world walking in this truth that we're not black, that we're not African American, that doesn't mean that you can't go forward to the truth. You're going to have to receive it for yourself and know it for yourself because of what Yeshua said in the Word. Not because everybody is with it. Not because it has become a social media phenomenon. Not because they're preaching it on every church and preaching it on every corner. It's because you have to go to the point where you have to get to the point where it's strictly because it's what the Word says. And for those who are coming, that may be joining us for the first time today, who hasn't been available for those teachings that we did for the last year, that may be hearing that you're not black, that you're not an African American, that you're from the tribe of Judah, for the nation of Israel for the first time today. All you got to do is after the lesson hit us up. And we will send you every lesson you need in order to get to the point that where we are. And I can guarantee you, it won't be no open rhetoric. It won't be no opinion. It'll be this. You understand? Verse 40? No, excuse me, verse 41.
These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory and spake of him. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him, but because of the Pharisees they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue.
You see that? Yeshua said that there was many amongst the rulers, many amongst the priests, many amongst the Sadducees and the rulers of that day that believed that, know that Christ was the Messiah. They believed on him, but they did what? They didn't confess him. Why?
They did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue.
You see that? I have pastors. I have had pastors. I have had ministers. I have had deacons. I have had other leaders come to me privately through emails. They see me out in the public. I visited their churches, and they've come to me and confess. What you teach is the truth, young man. Because they're afraid to be kicked out of their church. Because they're afraid to be kicked out of their groups and their peer groups and their associations. They will never, ever confess this publicly, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you're only seeing a select few of people, especially the leaders, especially preachers. You see, I preached for 8 years. I was a leader in my church, in my association, for 8 years before I found out this truth. For the last 3 years, I've been teaching. You understand? But you have to understand what it has cost us. You understand? For those who know a little bit about my ministry, we used to travel all around North, South Carolina, parts of Georgia. Now, all those people who used to beg us to come, we would never charge them a dime. We'd come down there, bring food, feed the community, bring events for free. Now nobody don't even answer the calls anymore. They don't even, some of them will see us and go the other direction. They don't want to be associated with it. They don't want to say anything to us because now we're madmen, we're crazy. That's what they say. You understand? And because people know that standing outside of the normity of a society will make you ostracized and make you have to stand alone, most people are not willing to do it. So this is your answer for why you're not seeing this large movement of churches that are moving away from the things of Christianity, because they don't want the ridicule. I've heard a testimony of a pastor who preached, who had recognized this truth. And he said, I'm going to start with the law first. Then I'm going to get to show them that they're Israel. He had a church of about 300 members. He had been there for 8 years, ladies and gentlemen. He came in one Sunday and preached that we had to follow the law. And the next Sunday, he came back and his key didn't work. 1 week, gone after 8 years of service. You have to understand that the majority of the people who call themselves Christians are not interested in the truth. They don't want to do anything that's going to have to change their life, that's going to have to adapt and refocus and put it all on the Most High. And the rhetoric that you will always hear is, you can't tell me I got my relationship with God. Because Christianity has taught people that everybody has their own individual relationship with him, and it's based on what you feel between you and the Most High. When the Most High has given us his word and saying, this is how you worship me, this is how you serve me, this is how you live. Not know, this is what the Baptists do, and this is what the Zions do, and this is what the Kojic do, and this is what the non-denominationals do, and this is what the people who don't want to go to church do. No. The Most High is not an author of confusion. One faith, one Lord, one baptism. You understand? Verse 43.
For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God.
For they did what?
For they love the praise of men more than the praise of God.
For they love the praise of men more than they love the praise of God. These pastors love it when they walk out these churches and people stand up and applaud for them. They love every time they go in the grocery store, in a restaurant. Everybody, hey, Rev, what's up, Pastor? What's going on? They love that. And they understand. To preach this, a lot of that's going to go away. You understand? So this is your answer to why you're not seeing this large movement of people following what we're talking about here. And I'm telling you right now, some of your leaders know it. They know that they're not black. They know that we're not African Americans.